We will discuss here the structure, that is flower and its parts. What is flower? Now question arises, what is flower? A modified and condensed shoot useful for reproduction in angiosperm is called flower. Means angiosperm means plant bearing seed inside the fruit, that are called angiospermic plants. Means modified condensed shoot useful for reproduction in angiospermic plant, that is called flower, because it contains reproductive parts that involve in the process of reproduction. Famous scientists like Linnaeus, Gaspard, Bauhin, Guitha, De Candolle described flower as a modified stem. Now, dear students, we will discuss different parts of a typical flower through this diagram. Students, we can watch different parts of this flower. This is pedicel, this portion is thalamus or torus, this portion, green portion, is calyx, and this portion that is red color, that is corolla, this portion that is stamen, and this swollen part, that is anther, and this female reproductive part that is contained, this swollen part, that is ovary, and this is a style that connect the stigma to the ovary part. Now we will discuss each part. First part, that thalamus or torus. This portion is swollen part, that is thalamus or torus. The apical part of pedicel, it contains nodes and condensed internode. This portion is called thalamus. It is base of all floral parts, on which all floral parts are attached to the flower. Here we can watch each part more clearly through this diagram. It is represented here. As we know that from the nodes, modified leaves called floral leaves are developed. These floral leaves are arranged in the form of whorls at the nodes. In the form of these leaves are developed to form sepals, petals, etc. As we know that in a typical flower, four sets of floral leaves are present. They are calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium or pistil. These structures are present in flower from outside to inside. Means we can see that calyx is the outermost whorl and gynoecium is the innermost whorl of a flower. Now one term arises here, what is perianth? When calyx and corolla together called perianth collectively. Means when we discuss collectively calyx and corolla, this structure is called perianth. Now the first word, that is calyx, and second word, that is corolla, and both calyx and corolla collectively called perianth are non-essential organs of flower, but androecium and gynoecium are essential organs of flower, because these structures, androecium and gynoecium, are responsible for the development of new flower from pre-existing ones, and these essential parts, that is androecium and gynoecium, involved in the process of reproduction. Now through this structure we also can understand the different parts of flower. This is main axis of stem, and this is the bract. Because from the pedicel two leaves originated. These leaves are called bracts, and this is anterior side of flower, and this portion is posterior side. Now anterior side, the bract side of flower, that is called anterior side, but the mother axis side of flower, that is called posterior side of the flower. Here we can watch posterior part, anterior part, and mother axis. This main stem through which flower is, main branch of plant through which flower is attached with pedicel, that is called mother axis, and pedicel is the structure that attaches thalamus to the mother axis. Now outermost whorl, where two small leaves originated, that is called bract, and anterior part of Anterior of flower is represented here, and this is posterior side of flower. Now we will discuss different conditions. Bracts flower develop in the axis of the specialized leaves called bracts, but bracteate flower with bract are called bracteate. Flower without bract are called ebracteate. Pedicel stalk of flower, that is called pedicel, and such flower which contain pedicel are called pedicellate flower. Sessile flower without pedicel, that is called sessile flower. Now two main terms arises here. First one is bracteole. Bracteole, the small leaf like structure present on the pedicel, that is called a bracteole. Now bracteolate flower with bracteoles, that is called bracteolate flower. Now one next term, that is complete flower. Flower which contain all full parts, that is called complete flower. Those all full parts are calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. These are four parts of flower that is contained by a flower. If all these parts are present in a single flower, then it is called complete flower. But if any one part of these four, means calyx, either calyx, sepals, calyx or corolla or androecium or gynoecium, any one part is missing, such flower is called incomplete flower. Now dear students, we will discuss two definitions. Bisexual flower, the flower with both androecium and gynoecium are called bisexual flower. But in case of unisexual flower, flower with either androecium or gynoecium, that is called unisexual flower. Here these are Greek terms. Uni means one and bi means two. Male flower or estaminate flower, that which unisexual flower with androecium, that is called male flower, estaminate flower, and unisexual flower with gynoecium means we can say that androecium is absent, such flower is called female flower or pistillate flower. Sex distribution of plant. Based on sexuality of flower, the sex distribution is of three types. Monoecious plant, plant with male and female flower are called monoecious plant. Example of monoecious plant is Cocos nucifera. Second example is Acalypha. Dioecious plant, plant with either male or female flower are called dioecious plant. Here we can watch that is this is male flower and second one is female flower. Male plant, dioecious plant with male flower, and female plant, dioecious plant with female flower. Example for dioecious plant is Vallisneria, that is aquatic plant, in which either male plant or female plant, means we can see that male and female plant are of different or separate. Now third type of sexuality is polygamous plant, plant with unisexual male and flower, female flower, and bisexual flower, means we can say that plant which contain both type of flower, means unisexual flower or bisexual flower. Such plant are called polygamous flower. Example of polygamous plant, that is Mangifera indica, means we can say that is mango. And second example of polygamous plant is Polygonium. We are going to discuss the chapter The Flower in your book. As you know that flower is the main reproductive part of a plant. As we know that flower contain male and female reproductive parts of flower, that's why we can see that it involve in sexual reproduction in plant. It is the structure present in flower that is responsible for carrying out sexual reproduction in plant, not asexual reproduction. Dear student, is discussed in the diagram. There are two flowers. First is sexually reproducing flowering plant, and second is non-sexually reproducing flower plant. Means in sexually reproducing flower part, it means it contain flower which contain reproductive organs that involve in the process of sexual reproduction. But in case of asexual reproduction, only floral parts of flower involved, only floral parts of plant involved in this process. Means root, stem, leaves. When reproduction takes place from these structure, root, stem and leaves, such type of reproduction is called asexual reproduction in plant. Now we will discuss the reproductive parts of a flower. Dear students, you can watch in this structure, this is the hibiscus flower. Now we can watch in this structure different parts of flower. This part, that is pistil part, that is female reproductive part of flower, that is called gynoecium or pistil. And here is anther. Here is anther, means we can see that stamens is the male reproductive part of flower, that is called androecium. And this portion colored part, that is red colored portion, that is petals. And this green colored portion, that is called sepals. And in this region, that is pedicel. Now dear students, we will discuss each part clearly one by one. This portion that is represented here through a square bracket, that is stamens. One stamen has been taken out. It contains two main parts. First part, that is filament on which anther is attached. This is anther. Anther contain anther lobe. Anther lobe contain pollen grains. We can watch through this diagram. It is represented here male gametes. This is the main part of flower, that is, and this is ovary. This is this overall view that represent pistil, and this dotted point that is representing here, this is stamen. Now we can watch again all parts of flower. This portion is called stigma, and this portion is called anther or pollen grains that contain pollen grains. This is style that connect the stigma and ovary. This is ovary or that contain ovule. This is ovary that contain ovule. These are ovules attached with placenta. And overall stigma, style, ovule and ovary structure, that is known as pistil. Now dear student, we will discuss on the basis of presence of sexual part in flower. Flower can be categorized into two categories: unisexual flower and bisexual flower. It is represented through diagram. There you can watch here. This is bisexual flower, which contain both male and female reproductive parts on the same flower or single flower. And this is unisexual flower, which contain only one male, either male or female reproductive part. This is female reproductive, this is male reproductive part contain. Such flowers are called unisexual flower. Here diagrams of various unisexual flowers are given that you can watch properly to identify male, either it is male flower part or female flower part. Dear student, here is the structure of bisexual flower. One side, that is hibiscus flower, which is bisexual, with that contain both male and female reproductive parts. In the similar way, in this flower also contain male and female reproductive parts. Now students, here another flower has been taken, whose different parts has been represented here. This is banner part, this portion is wing part, this is pedicel part, this is this portion taken outside from, that is pistil. And pistil contains pistil along with stamens is represented here. This portion is represented here, that is stigma portion, that is sticky in nature. It is also here is stamens attached to the staminal tube, is in you can watch in hibiscus flower. Dear students, we will discuss the process of sexual reproduction. Process of sexual reproduction takes place in two ways. First is cross pollination, second is self pollination. Here is the structure, two flower parts. is represented here. Here these insects help in the process of cross pollination, means transfer of pollen grains from one flower to the stigma of another flower. This is called cross pollination. Now dear students, we can watch and the flower in which self pollination process will take. So this is stigma and there are stamens. When stamens from this part transfer on the stigma of seed flower, this process is called self pollination. Means exact definition of self pollination is transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of seed flower. This is called self pollination. Okay, this is another flower and that is representing self pollination process. Dear students, we can watch here the process of fertilization. Is we know that pollen grains attached on the stigma and they form staminal tube. From staminal tube, stamens move up to the ovary through micropyle. In ovary, they fuse with the ovule and they form seed. Due to fusion of male and female gamete, embryo will be formed. This process is known as fertilization. Going to discuss chapter 3rd, that is flower. What do you mean by term flower? We will discuss with introduction. The flower is the most attractive, brightly colored and conspicuous part of flower. Means we can say that flower is a part of plant that are of different colors and these are brightly colored, so they attract insect for the pollination process. It helps in the sexual reproduction because flowers contain male and female sexual part of flower that are involved in the process of sexual reproduction. Dear student, we will discuss the characteristics of a flower. The flower is highly modified and specialized shoot for sexual reproduction, that is involved in the process of sexual reproduction. Shoot is, we know that it is modified part of shoot. Shoot means stem. Flower is modified part of shoot that arises from the branches of flower. Now second point is nodes and internodes are highly constitutive. As we know, it is the stem of a flower in which this portion is node, this is node and this is internode. This portion is internodes. This portion is, these are nodes and this is internodes for part of the flower. These nodes and internodes condense to form thalamus. That is the chief part of flower in which all floral parts like sepals, petals, calyx, corolla lie. That is called receptacles. Now dear students, we will take third point, third characteristics of flower that is responsible for giving its feature. Third point of its is thalamus can be flat. The thalamus of flower can be flat. Means flat, conical or concave or dome shaped. Concave or dome shaped. Shaped in different species, in different species. Now dear student, next point, next characteristics of flower is thalamus is very short. Thalamus is very short, is very short. It is usually born to, it develop on pedicel cell of flower. That is cell of flower. Now next characteristics of flower is flower arises in the axis of axil of the flower. The flower arises. The flower arises in the axil of a leaf, axil of a leaf that is called bract. That is called bract of flower. Dear student, we will discuss different parts of flower through diagram. Now 6th point of this is floral parts are born floral. The floral parts develop on thalamus. Floral part develop on thalamus. Now next point, next characteristics of flower we will discuss. That is, different flower contains different reproductive part. Means reproductive part, male reproductive part, that is called androecium, and reproductive part that is called androecium, and female reproductive part, androecium is also called stamens, and female reproductive part that is gynoecium, that is called carpels. Flowers may be either complete or incomplete flowers. Complete flowers are those flowers which contain all floral parts: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Which contain, that is called all floral bulbs, that is called. But if any one part is missing, this is called incomplete flower. Any part is missing, this is called incomplete flower. Androecium and gynoecium are, as we know that androecium and gynoecium are essential part of flower, but sepals, calyx, corolla are non-essential part of flower. Now next pointer is essential parts of flower, that is androecium, that is male reproductive part, and gynoecium, that is female reproductive part. And but non-essential part of flower, that is calyx and corolla. These are non-essential part of flower. Now dear students, we will different parts of flower. Discuss the parts of flower through a diagram. Is we know that the flower attached with the stem or its branches. Flower attached with stem or its branches with the help of stalk, that is called pedicel. Means we can observe here if there is a plant and it is a branch, and this is a flower, then this portion is called pedicel, through which flower is attached with the branch of tree. This is called pedicel. But the flower with pedicel are called pedicellate flower, but the flower without pedicel are called sessile. The flower without pedicel are called sessile, means stalkless, means it is called stalkless, or we can say without pedicel, without pedicel is also called sessile. Okay, now next point arises that the pedicel arises from the axis of leaf. The pedicel arises from the axis of leaf. Is we can say that this is a branch, this is a leaf, and from here pedicel arises. Then it is called bracteate flower. Then it is called bracteate flower. Means if the flower, the pedicel may rise from the axis of leaf, then it is called bract. It is called bract. This is called bract. If it does not arise from base of flower, it is called ebracteate. It is called ebracteate. Sometimes pedicel may bear too small leaf. Sometimes pedicel may bear too small leaf. This is called bracteolate. This is called bracteolate. Now dear student, we comes on the swollen part of flower above the pedicel. This is called thalamus. Thalamus is the part of flower on which whole floral parts reside or attached directly. Now we will discuss four whorls of flower. Four whorls of flower. First whorl that is given here, calyx. First whorl of flower. Four whorls means ring of flower, that is calyx, corolla, that is androecium, and fourth part, that is gynoecium. These are arranged from outside to inside, one after other. Calyx these are constitute outermost or lower one. It is outermost or lower one. Lower means ring. Lower whorl of flower. It may be, it are generally green in color. Green in color means look like leaf. If petals conditions collection, these are calyx of the collection of sepals. Collection of sepals are called calyx. Collection of sepals are called calyx. These are generally green in colors. If sepals means, we can say that in this way, if sepals are attached from the base region, this is called gamosepalous condition. Now second whorl, that is inner whorl of flower, that is corolla. It is a collection of petals. Corolla is a collection of petals. These are of different color, like red, yellow, white, orange. These are of different colors. Means corolla are attractive part of flower. This is called corolla. One main point we have to discuss again in calyx. These are gamosepalous, or we can say that polycephalous. Second condition, that is polycephalous condition. In gamocephalous condition, if we can say that calyx are attached from the lower part, but in polycephalous condition sepals are not attached, these are free to each other. This condition is called polycephalous. We have started to discuss second one of flower, that is corolla. As we know that corolla is an attractive part of corolla is an attractive part of flower. Means we can say that it is of different color, or these are brightly colored. These are brightly colored part of flower that attract insect for pollination. Insect for pollination, or for secreting, for providing nectar, that each insect want to give from flower. Corolla are also in two forms. Corolla, it is a collection of petals. It can be categorized into two categories. First is gamopetalous. Gamopetalous means if petals are attached from base, that is called gamopetalous. Second condition is polypetalous, when petals are free. This condition is called polypetalous condition. In case, for example, that is petunia. Flower represent the condition of gamopetalous, but polypetalous condition is represented by Hibiscus rosa sinensis. Hibiscus, that is called also gulahar in Hindi. Okay. Now next term is, we know that what is the function of. We will discuss the function of corolla. Corolla are responsible for attracting other animals. To carry out pollination process. Corolla encloses or protect female reproductive part, that is called pistil. Or that is called gynoecium is protected by corolla. Some petals produce create scent with a nectary smell at the base. That's why insect gets attracted towards it. Now next one, we will discuss next point, that is perianth. What is perianth? Perianth is a part of corolla that supported it. Perianth. What are perianth? We will discuss here. Is, we know that in some flower, non-essential part of differentiated into sepals and petals. Means when sepals and petals cannot be differentiated, cannot be differentiated with each other. This condition is called perianth condition. Means both are of same colored. Next part, that is androecium. Next part of flower, that is androecium, that we will discuss here. Now dear students, we are going to discuss third one of flower, that is called androecium. Inner to and above petals, that is petals are collection of petals called corolla, are present male reproductive part, that is called stamens. We can watch structure of stamens. Here are two main parts. Upper swollen part, that is called anther. It is divided into two parts. It is bifixed, basic fixed, because it is attached from its base. And dithic and tetrad means anther contains four chamber, and below base part of anther is filament. It is connected with connective tissue. Now, dear student, we will discuss section of, if we cut the anther in this way, a section, then we watch four lobes. Each lobe are called pollen sac. Pollen sac contains pollen grains that are reproductive male unit. Pollen grains are male reproductive unit that involved in the process of fusion with the female gamete, that is ova, during the time of fertilization. We can say that what is the function of filament in stamen. We can say that filament acts as a support. It is a long stalk of flower. It support anther of flower, and two anther lobes are attached by connectives. Now, second part, that is swollen part of androecium, that is called anther. As we know about anther consists of two lobes. Each lobes are connected. Each lobes are differentiated into two chambers. These are two lobes, one lobe and a second lobe, and each lobe is differentiated into two chambers, and each chamber is called pollen sac. Pollen sac contains pollen grains. Pollen sac contains pollen grains. Now, dear student, the pollen grains are made up of two layers. Dear student, we will discuss pollen grains are made up of two layers. This is pollen grain. Pollen grains are made up of two layers. First layer, that is called axine, and second layer, that is called intine. Means outermost layer is called axine of pollen grain, and inner layer is called intine of flower. Outermost layer is protective in nature. It protect the pollen grains from injury or to support in unfavorable condition. Now, second intine layer is delicate. That have helpful in cellular in nature, and that help in the absorption of water during favorable conditions. Now, dear students, we will discuss attachment of filament. Is, we know that in androecium, or we can say that in case of stamen, filaments are attached in many ways. Attachment of filament are of different manners. First is basic fixed type of attachment. Means in this situation anthers are attached from its to the base of anther. Example of basic fixed filament is mustard flower. In mustard flower filaments of male Filaments of stamens are attached in BC fixed manner. Now second point is adnate. Second type of attachment, that is adnate, means we can say that in this situation anther is lie in the form both are attached at their back side, means we can say that they are minutely attached with the base of filament. Now third point is dorsifixed, that is dorsifixed type of attachment. Dorsifixed type of attachment, in this condition we can say that this condition is called dorsifixed condition, and adnate condition is called, in this situation we can say that adnate condition means anthers are directly, inner part of anther is directly attached to filament, and dorsifixed only they are attached from the dorsal side of stamen. Okay, now next point, that is next type of attachment of filament is versatile. It is clear from its means variable. Versatile means variable. Filament attached to the back to the anther by a sharp point. Filament are attached to the anther by a sharp point. This situation is called versatile situation. Example of this versatile situation is paddy and grasses. In paddy and grasses we can watch the attachment of anther with the filament is represented in versatile nature, and in case of dorsified we can take example of acacia. Acacia means baboon. Acacia represent this type of attachment. Now dear students, we can say that on the basis of number of stamens present, number of stamens we can categorize into various categories. Means stamens exhibit great diversity with respect to fusion attachment with different verb, that is polyandrous. Polyandrous means we can say that all stamens are free. In this situation, all stamens are free. In this situation, can we watch in brassica? We can watch this situation in brassica. Brassica is campestris is the example showing the polyandrous condition, means all stamens are free each other. Second type is monoadelphous. It is a condition. Monoadelphous. It is a condition when we can say that filaments of all stamen fuse into staminal tube. Means filaments of stamens are attached to all filaments of stamens are attached to means we can say that in this condition attached to staminal tube. This condition is called monoadelphous condition. Now diadelphous condition means we can say di means two. Diadelphous condition. In this condition Stamens are arranged in two groups. Stamens are arranged in two groups. Two groups. Stamens are arranged in two groups. This condition is called diadelphous, and the next condition is polyadelphous. Polyadelphous. When China rose, we can watch. China rose, we can watch the example of monodelphous is China rose. China rose give the example of China rose the example of monodelphous type of filament. Stamens in diadelphous condition, filaments are fused in two bundles. Filaments are fused in two bundles, like in this situation, if more than two, and in this way we can say that in two groups filaments are attached with each other. But then polyadelphous filaments of stamens unite to form more than two bundles. Polyadelphous condition shows more than two groups, formation of more than two groups are formed. More than two groups are formed. More than two groups are formed. More than two groups are formed of stamens. Formed of stamens. More than two groups are formed. This situation is called adelphous. Example of polyadelphous condition we can take is citrus fruit. Citrus fruit shows this type of arrangement of filament. And the last one is synergious. Last type, that is synergious condition. In synergious condition, we can say that filament are free, but anther of stamens are attached. Means filaments are free, but anther are attached. But anthers are united. Anthers are united. This situation is called synergious situation. This example we can watch in sunflower. Sunflower gives such type of condition. Now, dear student, we will discuss the function of anther. Anthers. First function of anther is anther produce pollen grains that contain male gamete. And second function of anther is the filament attached with anther help in process of pollination. Means we can say that help in self pollination. Now, fourth whorl of flower, that is gynoecium, or it is called female reproductive part. It is located in the center of flower. Is the female reproductive organ called gynoecium, or it is also called carpels. Gynoecium are also called carpels. Each carpel, or we can say gynoecium, is a flask-shaped structure. It consists of three main parts. First part, that is stigma. Stigma, that is uppermost part of carpel. This is stigma. It is sticky in nature. That's why it is called stigma. Means sticky in nature. Tip of carpel is called stigma. It is slightly swollen. Means ये हल्का क्या होता है, फूला होता है. Slightly swollen portion of gynoecium. It contains sticky substance so that pollen grains may attached on this surface. And second portion, that is style. This is called long tubular stalk. It is long tubular stalk that connect stigma to the, this is style connect the stigma to the ovary. Now we will discuss ovary. Is a swollen and lowermost part of carpel. It is ovary may be divided into either in a single chamber When ovary contains single chamber, it is called unilocular. Means single chamber. If ovary contains single chamber, it is unilocular. When it contains many chamber, it is called multilocular condition of flower. Okay. Now, dear students, we will discuss we know that pollen ovary. In ovary, we can say that if there are two chambers, ovules are in ovary contain ovules, that is called embryo, are attached with the placenta, in the embryo sac. The functions of ovary. The function of, we will discuss the function of gynoecium. First function is we can say that hollow cavity of ovary contain ovules. Ovary contain ovules, that is called female reproductive unit, female reproductive gamete. Second portion, each ovule contain egg cell. Each ovule contain egg cell that involve in the process of fertilization during the fusion of male and female gamete. Position and length of style and stigma. Position of stigma and style in carpel help in pollination. Process. Now next function of it, stigma structurally adapted. Stigma is adapted to trap pollen grains during the pollination. Now we will discuss floral verse and sex. Next topic of this chapter, that is floral verse. Dear students, we will discuss floral verse and sex. On the basis depending upon different types has been given in the depending upon presence of all four verse. Like is calyx, corolla, endoecium and gynoecium. These are four verse of flower. Flower can be classified into different categories. First, complete flower. When four bulbs, calyx, corolla, endoecium and gynoecium are present, then flower is called complete flower. Now second category, that is incomplete flower. When out of four whorls, any one whorl is missing, means we can say that either calyx is missing, or corolla is missing, or endoecium is missing, or gynoecium. Any one of these four whorls is missing, then this is called incomplete condition of flower. This incomplete flower has different categories on the basis of their missing part. If their first part is staminate flower, a flower which contain only stamens, means we can say that pistil or gynoecium is absent. The flower is called staminate flower. Second condition is pistillate, means pistil, that is gynoecium. If a gynoecium is present but stamens or endoecium is absent, this condition is called pistillate flower. For example, cassia is the example of pistillate condition. Neuter condition, when both endoecium and gynoecium are absent. When endoecium and gynoecium of flower are absent, then flower are called ray floret of flower. Example, ray floret of flower. So such type of condition. Now next point of this part, that is on the basis of whorl, we can say that flowers are of bisexual or hermaphrodite. And the point is bisexual, means bi means two, or hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite means, is we know that about the earthworm. Earthworm is hermaphrodite because it contains both sexual. Bisexual means having both sexes. If both sexes are present in same organism, single organism contain, or a single organism contain both sexes, male and female. This is called bisexual condition. It is termed as perfect or bisexual or intersexual or hermaphrodite condition of flower. Next portion is unisexual, means if flower contain only single, we can say that flower contain only single reproductive part, either androecium or gynoecium, means the flower which contain either androecium or gynoecium are called unisexual flower. Now dear students, there are few more terms. Monoecious plant. Monoecious plant. What are monoecious plant? Mono means single. When both male and female unisexual flowers are present on same. When monoecious flower means when both male and female sexes are present. This situation is called monoecious. Such flower, if a plant contain both male and female part on same plant, this situation is called monoecious plant. Example: gourd, maize are example of monoecious flower. Now dear students, arises second type of flower, that is dioecious. Dioecious plant means we can, when male and female flower are born on different plant. When male and female flower are present on different plant, this condition is called dioecious condition. In dioecious condition, we can take example of papaya. Papaya is gives the example of dioecious plant, means male and female flower are born different plants, not on single plant but on different plants of same species. Now we will discuss next point, that is naked. What is naked condition? Next condition about floral bulb, that is naked condition, is we know that the term naked explains itself, means next term is naked, fifth term, that is naked condition. What is naked condition of flower? If both the sepals and petals are lacked. If no sepals and petals are present, if no sepals and petals are present, this situation is called naked condition of flower. Example of naked condition gives beetle, means supari. Beetle is the example of naked flower. Now we can say that arrangement depending upon we will discuss the floral symmetry. Depending upon the floral symmetry means we can say that arrangement of floral parts, we can classify flower into two categories. First is actinomorphic or regular, and second is regular type, actinomorphic or regular type. Second type, that is zygomorphic type. According to actinomorphic, when a flower can be divided into two parts. This condition is two equal parts. This condition is called two equal parts. When a flower floral parts can be divided into two equal parts, means we can say each floral part are in pair form, then we can divide into two equal parts. This is called actinomorphic condition. But in case of zygomorphic condition, this can be classified into radially, means we can see that when a flower can be classified into different parts through center bypass radially. This is called zygomorphic condition. Zygomorphic is represented by percentage in formula of flower, and actinomorphic is represented through this cross section part. This is called actinomorphic condition. Now next topic is placentation. Each chamber of ovary of a flower contains cushion-like region where ovules are attached. Ovules after maturing convert into seeds are attached. These regions are called placentae. These regions are called placentae. Singular is placenta and plural form is placentae. Is we can watch in the diagram. Through this diagram we can watch, this is pod of pea plant. Pea plant, we can say that it is these are the ovules which get converted into seed later on, and through which they are attached. This portion is called placenta. Means the arrangement of placenta in ovary is called placentation. Means how placenta are arranged in ovary, this process is called placentation. Placentation can be classified into these categories. First category is marginal placentation, means when we can say that when placenta are attached at the corner side, one side of pod of flower, pod of fruit covering, that is called marginal condition. Parietal condition, in this condition they are attached, ovules are directed towards the center and their placenta are at the marginal side, outer side. In exile condition, content ovules are attached through the center with the help of placenta. Now in free condition, we can free central condition, means ovules are free outside but not attached to the center. This is called free central condition. And basal condition, ovules are attached to the base of pod of fruit. This is called basal condition. Now we will discuss next topic, that is inflorescence. What is inflorescence? Means we can say that the arrangement of flower on floral stem. Arrangement of flowers on floral stem is called inflorescence. If flowers are born singly, such type of flowers are called solitary, means single flower develop on a stem. It is called solitary flower. A branch or branch system bearing cluster of flowers, means guchha, cluster of flowers in a particular arrangement is called inflorescence. Means when cluster of flowers are arranged in different ways on the branches of flower, this situation is called inflorescence. Now we will discuss the stalk which bear we talk about the stalk which bear the flower is called peduncle or rachis. Peduncle or rachis means the stem on which flowers are attached to the stem. This is called peduncle or rachis. Depending upon what are branching of peduncle in a flower, in a fluorescence, it is categorized into 5 types. Means we can say that according to arrangement of peduncle, we can classify 5 types of arrangement that bear flower. First is racemose type. In racemose type, flowers are either at the tip of main stem or on the side branches tip. That is, this position is called racemose type. Second is cymose type. In cymose type, from main branch, flowers develop either on directly to on pedicel of the main stem or on side branch develop multiple group of clusters of flower. This is called cymose type. In panicle condition, flowers are developed on the branch, side branch, and on side branch they develop in their own way, that is in alternate form. This is called panicle condition. And fourth condition is spikelet, means spike like condition. In this spikelet condition, from different spikes like branches arises, in the peduncle arises, and peduncle bear two leaves, and each peduncle contain two leaves, and on which spike like flowers originate. And in spike condition, totally spike like condition, directly flowers are attached to the main stem. Now we can say that in the basis of inflorescence can be categorized into two parts: determinate inflorescence. In determinate inflorescence, if one flower develop, then formation of another flower does not take place. But in indeterminate condition, when one flower development of another flower also will take place. Now dear students, your chapter has been completed and you should read your chapter properly and watch this video now.